today's picture is completely where the corporation is in the driving seat and is driving us in the wrong direction. Because to the typical corporate model of today, it is volume that delivers profits. It is not efficiency that delivers profits. There are some who see the problem and see themselves as solutions. There are others who don't want to see the problem because they are the problem. To me, capitalism is about recognizing human capital, natural capital, social capital, and physical and financial capitals. These are the 5 forms of capital that are used by a healthy economy to drive itself forward and to create more of these capitals and to reward labor, to reward the success in creating more capital. And in doing so, you get jobs and you get more financial capital, and so it feeds, the cycle feeds itself. But capitalism can also be one which considers natural capital as merely a resource input into production, considers human capital as merely purchased labor, considers social capital as completely irrelevant because it doesn't add to manufacturing and corporate profits. That's also a kind of capitalism. There are many kinds of capitalism, right? So just to be simplistic and say, oh, capitalism is bad, which means you don't understand capitalism. You have not read enough on the topic. There are forms of capitalism which are different. There are forms of economies which are different. So if you want something green, green economy at the macro level, you want all the great things that we talk about, how can you achieve them without achieving that same behavior at the micro level, which means at the corporation level? And I think what you guys are doing is fantastic. See, because this kind of awareness building, this kind of camaraderie that I sense around here is essential to creating a new society of leaders. People who are experienced, people who are young coming here to learn, I think that's essential because that's what drives change. It's basically about people changing, right? I keep saying this. You don't keep looking for leaders to lead you and stuff like that. People have to make the change. The transition in developing countries between village, farm and city has to be managed very carefully, because what is happening there is that rural poverty is becoming urban poverty, and that's not solving anybody's problems. So my point is, if you want development at the village level, not just in India, in lots of countries in sub-Saharan Africa, Indonesia, Malaysia and so on and so forth, if you want development at the village level, think of ways of improving the wealth of the poor at the village level. Think of how to give them better lives where they are. Improve education for their children, right? So that there are options and alternatives. Improve health services to them. And it's difficult because sometimes remote rural areas, not so easy to reach out to them.